Hello engineers! From today I am going to start new video series on the most important topic of the engineering, computational fluid dynamics. Friends, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe my channel and hit the notification bell to get such educational videos. My dear friends, I have seen that many of the students are facing a lot of difficulties to study the computational fluid dynamics. But I want to say computational fluid dynamics is not a difficult subject. You are facing difficulties because of new words that are used in CFD. But don't worry, in this video series, I will make you understand each and every word that are used in CFD. Then you are facing the issues to understand the computational fluid dynamics. Please do write in a comment. I will make you to understand. Now let's start the video. The computational fluid dynamics is the branch of fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics. And fluid mechanics deals with the motion of the fluid induced by external forces. Deals with motion of the fluid induced by external forces. These are nothing but gases and liquid. And this fluid motion is modeled by using partial differential equations. Modeled by using partial differential equations. Again I am telling, fluid mechanics deals with the motion of the fluid, and the motion of the fluid is modeled by using partial differential equations. The fluid flow modeling is nothing but they writing the flow behavior in the mathematical form. If you are taking example of continuity equation d rho by rho t plus d of dou x into rho u plus dou y into rho v plus dou z of rho w is equal to 0. The mathematical equation of flow behavior, right? If you don't know the actual meaning of partial differential equation, then don't worry. The next video will be on the types of equation. In that video, I will explain what is partial differential equation in detail. Okay. If you want to model any equation, you have to follow the basic principles. These basic principles are nothing but conservation of mass. Second one is conservation of momentum, and third one is conservation of energy. These three basic principles are used to derive any equation. In fluid mechanics, if the motion of the fluid is determined by using conservation of mass, then this equation is called as continuity equation. Continuity equation. When the conservation of momentum principle is applied, then the result will be momentum equation. When conservation of energy is applied, we called it as energy equation. This equation is continuity equation, right? Every equation is based on these three principles. These three principles are very important. Conservation of mass is nothing but whatever mass is coming to control value, that much mass leaving the control value. No mass loss in the control value is there. Okay. And conservation of momentum is nothing but whatever momentum is coming to the control value, that much of momentum is leaving the control value. And conservation of energy is nothing but whatever energy coming to the control value, that much energy should be leaving the control value. Friends, if you know the initial conditions, then you can find the final condition for small control value by using Taylor series. If you don't know what is Taylor series, please do write in a comment. I will make a video on Taylor series. In that I will explain you in very much detail. Okay. Consider value of pressure P1 at this phase. You know this value. If you want to calculate the value at this phase, let P2, then the Taylor series is used. Taylor series is nothing but P2 is equal to P1 plus, if this is dx, then rate dp by dx into dx. I find the value of P2 by using Taylor series. Higher order terms are neglected because this dx is very small. For very small value of dx, the higher values can be neglected. Okay. Now I think I have given a small review on fluid mechanics and how equations are derived. Okay. Now we'll start to introduction to CFD. First thing, what is CFD? CFD is a discipline of discretizing the partial differential equations, means discretizing of such equations and solving it by using computers. Again, what is CFD? Discipline of discretizing the partial differential equation, means discretization of this equation and solving these equations by using computers. Discretizing is nothing but converting this partial differential equation into algebraic form with minimal loss. And to convert these equations into algebraic form, we generally used Taylor series in FDM. In the Taylor series, we generally neglect higher order terms. Neglecting higher order terms is also a loss, but it is a minimal loss. Converting these partial differential equation into algebraic form, there is a minimal loss. As I explained to you why there is a minimal loss, because we generally use Taylor series in FDM and we are neglecting higher order terms, means we are neglecting the part of the solution. Okay. And if you are giving this algebraic equation to the computers and will calculate the solution by using these equations, then there is a difference between exact solution and solution obtained by these equations, and that solution is called as approximate solution. Approximate solution. Now are you clear with what is approximate solution? For your understanding, I am taking a very simple example. If we are adding 1 to 5, it will give 6. Let's say this is the initial value and this is the final value. Initial value will be remain the same, and I told you before, to calculate these values we are using Taylor series, and in Taylor series we are neglecting higher order terms so that some part of the solution we are missing. So instead of 1, we are calculating 0.99 by that equations, and then the final answer will be 5.99. Now this is exact solution and this is approximate solution. It is very near to exact solution, but we can't say this as exact solution, right? So in CFD, the solution obtained by the computers, we called it as an approximate solution. Are you clear with this word? I think now you are clear with what is approximate solution. Okay. Now for discretization, many methods are used. Some of these are FDM, FVM, FEM, spectral element method, boundary element method, these are some of the methods that are used for discretization. Okay, there are so many methods. I am taking some of them. Finite difference method, finite value method, finite element method. In the next videos, I will focus on finite element method first, then finite difference method, and afterwards finite value method. I will not talk about these two methods in this video series. Any problem can be solved by using three methods. First is analytical, second is numerical, and third is experimental. These two are based on theoretical calculations, and this based on experiments. In CFD, we are using numerical method, numerical approach. Whatever we have seen equations in books, solving that equation by hand calculation, it is nothing but analytical approach. Numerical approach is nothing but converting that equations into computer's understandable language and solving it. Experimental approach is nothing but the solution is calculated by doing experiments. There is no substitution for experimental approach because seeing is believing. Whatever we are seeing is reality. These three methods have its own advantages and disadvantages. If you are considering analytical approach, advantages are it gives exact solution. And disadvantages is analytical approach is easy for simple problems. Now, numerical approach. Advantages is any problem can be solved. Disadvantage is in numerical approach we are discretizing the problem and we find the value or solution at discrete points. So we lose the continuous nature of the problem. Lose the continuous nature of the problem. Now, experimental approach. Advantage is, as I told before, seeing is believing. Whatever you are seeing during the experiments, that is the reality. Means it gives real values. And disadvantage is it is expensive and time consuming. In experimental approach, many times scaled model of the prototype is used, but sometimes scaled model is also not working for some cases. As you are interested to study microcapillary, now you can say like that it is too difficult to study at this microcapillary, which area is very small or diameter is very small. So I will make a model of it whose diameter is bigger in size and I will study. The geometric similarities are there, but when the diameter changes, the flow physics of the flow changes. In the capillary, flow behaves differently, and at the bigger diameter, flow behaves differently, because at the macrocapillary the surface tension is more. In the microcapillary, flow travels in upward direction because of surface tension, but in bigger size model it will not the same, right? It means sometimes it is better to make a model and sometimes it is not good to make a model, right? Now we'll see the applications of CFD. Let's start with very common application, that is aerospace application. Let us take an example of aircraft and you want to design a wing for it. Then there is a need to calculate the lift and drag, and that lift and force and drag force can be calculated using CFD. And if you want to design the thermal shield for the re-entry vehicles, then there is a need to calculate how much heat transfer is there, means how much heat will be generated when it coming to atmosphere. That calculation also done by using CFD. Now, next application is automobile. To make an efficient car design, you need to know how fluid flow takes place outside the car, because flow outside the car determines the drag force acting on it. This aerospace and automobile is a traditional applications of CFD. Nowadays, CFD is used in biomedical also. This is a modern application. In biomedical application, CFD is used to study the flow in bronchi and tubes. In laser treatment also, CFD plays an important role. During the laser treatment, there is a heat transfer to the other tissues will be there. By using CFD, how much damage to other tissues can be calculated. Next application is electronics. Day by day, the size of the electronic components getting reduced, but the power rating is the same, right? So there is a need to dissipate the more heat. So the how much fan diameter and how much fluid flow is required to cool the electronic board is calculated by using CFD. Now next application is fluid structure interaction. The best example for the fluid structure interaction is flutter of the wing. When wing comes in contact of air, the flutter phenomenon can happen, and that study also can be done by using CFD. There are a lot of applications of CFD, but I have taken only 5 of them. I hope you get the idea about the CFD. I hope you understood the video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.